Welcome to Flash Instincts. Today we're going to give technical analysis on ticker OCGN. So right now, it's a little risky time. I know a lot of people are panicking and saying, hey, Flash, you told us it's going to go up. It just went from $8, went straight up to $11, and then it went back down. What's going on? So despite the red day, don't panic. I got you guys covered. So the purpose of this video is to understand this red day and to realize that, hey, is it a buying day? Should I add on to my previous position? That is the purpose of this video. Is today really a buying day for OCGN? I'm going to look at key technical indicators, key chart analysis, and maybe it can help you. Pay attention to this video. Make sure you hit the red subscribe button. I hope I'm able to help. I want you to pay attention very clearly what I'm telling you, okay? You see this orange line, this highlighted orange line? This is the 200-day moving average. And then you see the gray line? This is the 50-day moving average, okay? These lines are key, very important lines. Now, OCGN, I know we're about to get emergency use authorization submission. That was promised. However, the chart behaves in its own way. It behaves based on the overall market, what people are feeling, how the market makers are controlling. It all revolves in a strange way. So looking at the technical analysis, you don't have to focus on the news as much. You just look at the trend and see what's going on and try to form a bullish or bear sentiment based on it. So what we're noticing here right from the beginning, right, using the moving day averages, you'll notice that, hey, right here, you see when it crossed on this moment on May 6th, when OCGN was at about $12, this is known as a death cross, okay? Death cross means it will fall down massively. Very quickly, it will fall, okay? Now, it went from $12 all the way down to $7. $7, correct. Now, the opposite of the death cross is a golden cross, means that it is going to be bullish. In order to re-enter a bullish golden cross, you need bullish sentiment. People slowly buying, accumulating, and not selling. And the buying rate is more powerful than the selling rate. So again, when it hits near $9 region on May 21st, it attempts to go to enter the golden cross, but it fails. It fails miserably, and guess what? It continues the downward pressure momentum because it didn't have enough buyers and it was still in the death cross. It went down, further down. So OCGN eventually would reach a peak low of around $7.30. Now this, for normal investors, was a buying opportunity. I've put the highlights. You see this highlighted yellow area? These are super buying zone, okay? Now that reached very recently. Now, pay attention to these super lows because they become what? A buying opportunity. OCGN is being manipulated, but it's giving you chances to enter, okay? It's giving you chances to enter using the averages, using the chart patterns. So now, guess what happens to OCGN? This becomes the peak low, and ever since it hits this range area, a lot of people started buying. Huge buyers came. This was the day I think XBI bought almost 5 million shares. So they created a whole barrier. A lot of people also realized, and they started also buying OCGN. Now OCGN would go up, and you see how it entered the golden cross. Here it attempted to enter the golden cross, fails, and then it enters the golden cross on June 2nd. So OCGN goes from $8 to $8.50. You were supposed to purchase when it enters the golden cross and hold it. Usually when a stock enters the golden cross, it tries to have a huge bullish run. Now, from $8.50, OCGN would go straight to $11. Now, this is not too much of a big gain, especially with what we're waiting on. It really isn't. So right now, guess what happens? It retests the 200-day moving average. Now, if it falls below the $8.90, if it does, that means it re-enters the death cross and is going to go down, okay? However, if it does not, and usually when you have bullish sentiment, it usually is acting as a huge support. So this 200-day moving average right now is a support line, okay? Now, me personally, I am adding onto these dips because I am extremely bullish on OCGN. So now when it recently just hit about $9.10, $9.05, it actually touched below 9, I added. Okay, it actually touched right on $9 region. And as soon as it hit this support, yeah, it's already going back up. You see how it works? It's amazing. So I'm looking at it live, and actually right away, as soon as it hit the $9 region, it started reversing. Why? Because people were purchasing and waiting to hit this support line. Okay? So again, I remember I kept telling you guys, under the gray 50-day MA line, it's a buy. But the super buy region, if it's really risky ones, is when it actually goes down and it hits that 200-day MA, which did happen. Okay? Now, bear in mind, that is just one pattern we just noticed. Now we're going to look at another pattern. We're going to remove these moving averages, and we're going to look at what we call inverse head and shoulder. Inverse head and shoulder is a bullish pattern. Now, what's happening here is a retracement of the inverse head and shoulders. Again, when it hits this peak low on $7.35 around May 26th, this becomes the head. I'm going to draw it out for you. This becomes the head. The left shoulder region, it's at $7.64. And the right shoulder region is at about $8.06. Now, these inverse head and shoulders are all opportunities for you to buy and add to your positions. If you're long on oxygen, you just buy these super lows. Now, what's happening here is you'll notice that every time it has a bullish run, it gets retraced. It goes down and retrace. However, there is another small bullish line. This is called the inverse head and shoulder retracement, meaning even though it did peak low and it started reversing, what's happening is that right now it's not panic crashing. It's not, because it's going down and bouncing off of a dynamic support. Now, this dynamic support can be illustrated based on this line right here. You see this line that's going on? This is the dynamic support. You'll see it touched this line multiple times once it entered, or once it began or officially began a inverse head and shoulder. You'll notice that on June 2nd, it was a buying opportunity, but it also touched this dynamic support. Then on June 4th, it touched nearly $8.60 right on this line area, which was, again, a dynamic support. Then, right now, today, on June 9th, 2021, it touched the $9.10, $9.05 region, and that is also acting as a support. Okay? So, right now, if you want, you can add on to oxygen and buy some shares. Right now, it has not gone to the moon yet. It is slowly progressing. It is slowly reversing. This is the early moments before it blows up, before it goes crazy. You still have a chance. Don't panic. Most people don't buy during this time because they're not bullish on a company. They're not really bullish. They just go with the wave. They see a stock goes from $9 to $11, then they buy. Okay? Most people do that because that's psychology. You buy when it's pumping and you try to catch more subtle gains. However, when you look at technical analysis, you actually see exact moments of when to get in. And you can put stop losses and you can get yourself out. You have less minimal risk and you have more potential gains. But again, the psychology takes over to most people. And I've had mistakes as well. I'm not perfect, but you learn from it. So again, most people try to buy when the run-up begins. However, if you're watching Flash Instincts, if you're able to learn something, maybe you caught the nice perfect dip and maybe you're learning something. Hit the red subscribe button, guys. Also, the third technical indicator that I am noticing is it is a small cup and handle. The cup and handles also form. I'm going to draw it out right here. You'll see how it touched the 1070 range. 1070 range? Yeah, 1070 is a good resistance. 1070 to $11. Yep, it's a good resistance. So basically, it creates a cup from this area. It goes here, goes all the way down to 730s, and it reverses up all the way to 11. Now, once it made the cup, now it made the handle. All right? So don't panic when you see these handles, okay? This is a good thing. It's letting more people come in. More people are seeing these technical analysis, and they're saying, hey, it's a good opportunity, and I'm going to ride it up. Before the emergency use authorization, I'm going to ride it up. it's not too late to enter. So these are multiple indicators that are saying, hey, Ocgen is giving you chances. We looked at moving averages, we looked at the inverse head and shoulder retracement, and we looked at the cup and handle. If you like this kind of content, make sure you hit the red subscribe button. Until next time, guys. Bye-bye.